Trophy Gold, The Roots of Old Kalduhr, Part 10, Amanda and I think. um, we start in the forest. Cassian, you and the doctor, I've already forgotten his name, Lotak, are hurriedly following Gon through the woods. Gon has a sort of like he kind of scuttles everywhere, you know. He's a scuttler. Going through the tree cover, going through the brush, going into a really deep part of the forest, actually, even deeper than you are already just by virtue of being on this incursion. You must know that this was not easy. Not easy at all. I don't think I'm being paid enough for this, in fact. It was not easy to triangulate where they are. And he's going. You're following behind. Lotak says, well, I don't really understand the urgency. I mean, they're going to come back eventually, right? Why are we having to chase them down? And Gon explains quite simply that he went to the Dwarven Baths and saw the ruin that it was, but also found evidence that you escaped and believes you're probably in no good condition to wherever you're at, and you probably need help. Ever the most useful hireling in the group. I will point it out always. Meanwhile, the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, including Laura, exit the statuary garden of the villa. And you find yourself in a part of Old Kalduhr that is really just a transitional space, a series of more terraces, stairways, perhaps decorative alcoves and arches that all inexorably will go up to the surface. And you're in the climb set, and you have the goal of reaching the surface. But before you can reach the surface, before you can like climb all the way, I just want to ask about the space, and everybody will answer here for Paint the Scene. How can we tell that this part of Old Kalduhr was used as the sort of entryway and exit way, I guess, or the promenade of the Naganese faction of Old Kalduhr, or who would eventually become the Naganese, people across the sea who worship snakes?
I think there are aspects of wayfinding in this area that are in ancient Naganese that we can't read, but they are clearly directional wayfinding signs.
There are what used to be hidden blinds and hiding spots for people to monitor who is coming in and out of this area.
I think the stone of the floor is worn in a pattern that suggests heavy use, but of something slithering rather than wheels or feet.
Like a track. It's pretty good. Yeah.
More on that. There are no steps. It's just sort of smooth ramps.
That makes it a pretty hard climb, right? I mean, going up ramps at an incline is probably harder than stairs, I'm guessing. Maybe depending on your physiology, who could say? You eventually, Cassian, and you arrive with Gon and Lotak to what appears to be, it's covered in quite a lot of moss and overgrowth, but it appears to, if you clear a little bit of that, it appears to be, it's a small stone structure like a mausoleum. It's not a mausoleum, but that's what it looks like. and it is carved to look like it has a large snake wrapping around it, right? And then the snake's head dips down and opens and makes the entrance of this structure.
Nagnese architecture.
Yes, yes, it is thought that the Naginese, even in the times of ancient Kalduhr, were here. They already had a very flourishing and powerful civilization. You saw more of them in Kalduhr back then. Or perhaps the old Kalduri are actually what we now call the Naginese. I suppose we don't really know, do we?
They should.
You all go inside this structure, and it's not very big, and it is essentially just a covering for some stairs. As you're making your way down, Lotak says, Cassian, can I ask you a question? I need your advice on something.
I believe you just did. You can have another.
Well, it's Laura.
Oh, God.
I intend to ask for her hand in marriage.
Oh.
And I know there's the complication of her being, well, chaste and a sister of the faith, but,
Psychotic.
well, I actually think we owe quite a lot to Alina in this regard. The last time we were back at camp, Laura told me she was questioning her faith. She said if someone so undoubtedly bad, that's not the exact word she used, could draw forth upon the power of the sisters, then what were the sisters really?
A fair question.
I think she is questioning her faith, in which case, I mean, marrying me would be a really terrific reason. I mean, just they sort of go hand in hand, right? Leave the faith, marry me. How could she say no to this? He points his stump at his face.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Well, I want to ask you, well, first of all, if you think this is a good idea. I mean, surely you would have picked up on the fact that, well, I mean, Laura has feelings for me, does she not? Have you sensed it?
I'm uncertain Laura has feelings.
Well, let's assume she does. And let's assume that she's intrigued by my proposition and indeed wants to join me in marital bliss. There is the matter of Berwyn. Have you also perhaps picked up on the fact that Berwyn clearly has affection for Laura? Even though she would never have anything to do with him. If she could see him, he's a grotesquerie.
I may have picked up on that, yes. Are you asking me to...
Kill Berwyn should it come to that. Or
Should
just
it come to that?
Or just
I will
ask him
consider.
to bless the marriage in his way, to stand aside.
Yes, I will speak with Berwyn about it.
Thank you. You are not just my employer, Cassian. You are my friend.
Oh,
I would like to
Shall
think
we?
we're family, really.
I am happy that thought gives you comfort. Shall we continue?
You see all of this strange architecture, this series of terraced promenades. And it's very dark. You have a light source, of course. Gon has his little lantern, little glowfly lantern. But you actually see a dot of light down below. Group, how, even at this distance, can Cassian tell it's the four of you?
We're loudly arguing with each other.
Very good.
Based on the rolls from last time, probably my whales ritual is still sort of going off
Yeah,
in
it's just a
spurts.
general wailing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mess last time.
think even at a distance, the shape of Berwin is somewhat unmistakable.
They don't exactly move with stealth, do they?
Never.
Oh, it is good we are here then.
I count all of them. What's the problem?
I do not see the moneylender Nerbo.
Well,
It is for the best.
then we get them up here. Any thoughts?
Wait, where is Osto?
Oh, right. Torum's all right.
As you go down, as you make your way down, eventually you, Cassian, will be aware, they will be aware of something stalking them. Gon points up, and indeed you see a titanic spider, the size of a house, spinning on a web, lowering itself down, eerily quiet for its size, over the group. What do you do?
Well, gonna try and I think, yeah, I have 2 open slots in my backpack equipment. We have some oil and a torch. Webs don't really respond well to heat.
They do not, generally speaking.
I don't seem to have oil,
I
but
just saw the chat. No, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I have a torch. Going to try maybe with some of Gon's help to get that up into the web.
Oh, I
Start at
see.
a light.
Is the hope that the spider will retreat to put out the fire, or will burn up, or run away, or what are we thinking here?
At the very least, it's going to be more visible, and
Oh, okay.
hopefully, if it makes it fall off, it's very big. It's not going to do
Yeah.
so well with the fall.
And if it comes to combat, it might reduce the endurance, right? So kind of like that too. Okay, sounds good. I think the stakes are of what you want are pretty clear. Take us through the risk roll here. What's next?
Lighting his torch and kind of signaling to Gon and Lotak, he's going to mime his intention here, and the goal is to just the freshly lit torch whip it end over end at this web, and I'll be using my athletics skill.
I mean, going back to what could go wrong, though, I think you just like hasten the spider's descent, and the group is immediately in combat with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any
I
other
was gonna,
thoughts?
yeah, I was gonna say, not only does it hasten it, it's some kind of sort of like uh, fire retentive spider. It feeds on
Oh,
fire,
it
so
gets
you'll make
power
it
from fire.
stronger. Yeah.
Also, alternatively, it realizes what you're doing and it comes for you, and you have to fight it solo because Gon won't help.
Yeah, that sounds like that would be it going wrong. Yep.
And it's not the best use of low tax skills, let's be honest.
Yeah, fair.
He'll remind you.
I'm sure he will. All right. Do we have devil's bargains?
Mm,
I was thinking that no matter what, the burning webs present a problem.
No matter what, low tack chickens out and will not join the fight.
I think it's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a devil's bargain.
No matter what, as you cast light on this thing, you realize that this is an avatar of the old one.
Ooh.
No matter, that's good. I don't know if I can beat that, but I will say that no matter what, there is there is a clutch of babies nearby.
Oh, I'm kind of curious what a clutch of babies would lead to if that's the devil's bargain.
There's there's Devil's Bargain. A clutch of baby spiders, to be clear.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just like a clutch of
It does
babies.
a clutch of just babies.
Are we in the orphan pit again?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. These spiders are no orphans. In fact, that is their mother who's dangling right above you. Um, oh boy, we're at what? Two light, one dark.
Seems like yes.
Mhm.
All right. Rolling. A light 4.
It's a complication. I think the fire. The complication is that the fire will actually. It's going to work. The big spider will crawl away to deal with this. What you're going to do, but essentially the fire is going to start burning open a giant sack of young. And while the big spider is dealt with, or at least distracted, the young begin spilling out and raining down onto the group. They're not as deadly, but they're still a problem. If you don't want to deal with that, you can certainly add a dark die. Or we could get maybe Gon to help if Torum's okay with that. Gon can help by trying to point where to throw said torch, and got a 1. So, no help.
I will re-roll with a dark die. Another one. There we go. Really? 2 dark 5s.
Oof, woof. Let's see here. Does your ruin go up?
It does.
Your ruin goes up. I think you're just gonna get. I think just like basically, we'll figure out where the ruin's coming from in a minute. But yeah, you succeed. It's the same thing though. Go ahead and just describe the scene up to the point of the babies raining down.
Cassian, the light is so bad in here. I don't think he noticed the egg pouch because he is skilled in beasts. He would know that that would be something to avoid. But once the fire catches on the web and starts spreading a little bit, that's when the woven egg sac becomes visible just as the fire licks at it. And Cassian visibly pales and says, "Oh, shit."
There are spider young cascading down, sprinkling down atop everyone. You're all aware of what's going on. You see you hear the fire, you hear the cry. You might even, because of the glowfly glow, you might realize that that's gone up there, and maybe possibly Cassian and the others. But in any case, these spiders, they're not nearly as big as their mother, but they are still the size of, they're like the size of like a medicine ball as they come raining down. They land on their backs. Some of them land on their feet. Some of them are flailing around. Some are actually upright, scuttling around, but they're all over the fucking place. It's not really the level of a combat. That's not really what's going on here. I think it's going to be a risk roll to essentially escape this deluge and to get past them. Who wants to be on point for that? Who has an idea? Or you could just run. That's also a plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a pretty bad way. I think I'm just gonna take lore and start running.
Fantastic. This is going to be a risk roll then. Please.
What?
Yes, it's a risk roll. Unless someone else has a better plan to save you all.
Oh, frick. Okay. Okay. I would like to use a ritual.
Okay, what is that?
I want to use ashes, burn something irreplaceable to turn a creature or object to dust. I want to burn the demon egg sac that I have on my person in order
Oh.
to destroy the baby spiders that are raining down on us.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's great. I love that. That's a really good plan. Take us through the risk roll.
What could go wrong here?
It kills the spiders, but it also makes you turn into ash as well.
You're just trying to kill me. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of just a big, huge conflagration. Just makes the situation worse.
True, though.
The smoke from the burning demon egg sac actually gets up to the big spider and corrupts it into something even worse.
Oh, Lord, I love that.
It's all so bad. Any other thoughts, Rob? Are you good?
I have a devil's bargain, but
Okay.
not
All right. In that case, I am using a ritual, and I have a skill in.
Well, the demon egg sac, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm using. Yeah, so I get that. I am actually here for a devil's bargain. Rob, give it to me.
No matter what, the demon's egg hatches before it burns.
Oh, that's so good.
so bad. What is happening here?
I was just going to turn Ben's into a devil's bargain as well, but just makes it beefier.
I'm gonna play with Rob's idea, and I may do this anyway, depending on how I feel. You burning the demon egg sac, you have just created another linkage with that thing you summoned back in the dwarven baths.
Oh no, dang. Well, I'm gonna take unless Ben has a devil's bargain for me, I'm gonna take the demon egg sac causes problems because it's amazing.
The demon egg sac contained a larval sister.
Oh no, I'm taking that one. I'm killing another sister.
This is all so bad.
I'm destroying another sister. It's amazing. That was so good, Ben. All right.
All right.
I feel like this includes a dark die though, because this seems very dangerous.
To
be climbing and doing a ritual.
And you're doing a ritual as well. The ritual would give you the dark
Yeah.
die regardless. So.
2 light, 1 dark. Let's go. 6 light.
Hey, look at you.
Alina's the best.
Go ahead and describe how you basically you save the group. What does it look like? Alina to the rescue.
Long suffering sigh as these spiders start to rain down on us. And I take out this very sticky, gooey, almost gelatinous sack. And I think whoever's got a torch, whoever is lighting the way, because it's not me, whoever is lighting the way, I reach down and I just sort of push this egg sac into the torch fire. And the smell is disgusting. It's like tar, but burnt tar. And there is a as it goes up in flames so fast. Not so fast we don't see something almost escape. But that's fast too. So
Like something like the larval xenomorph, like like crawling around. Is that the idea?
Yeah, we don't worry about that so much.
Zipping away.
It's gonna be fine. And when the demon egg sac bursts into flames and burns out, it's very quick. It's almost as if there's no oxygen in this cave. The spiders raining down on us also turn into embers and ash and little flames, like the sparks of a campfire floating out of the fire. And when they land on you, and they do, it's barely even noticeable. There's nothing left of them.
And once again, we have a zoomed out Fellowship of the Ring style escape scene where everyone is running up the stairs, fire everywhere, big spider overhead, flailing around trying to put the fire out with its body or something, I don't know. and you meet up with the other group. Lotek says, Laura, oh my word.
Are we out of the full chasm yet? Like, are we safe or?
You are now safe. You are done with the climb. Yes.
I would like to spend 3 hunt tokens, if it's possible,
Mhm.
to kill Lotak.
To kill Lotak.
Yes.
Wow, that would be a big burden on Cassian. I don't think I can allow it. You can certainly do a
It's
you
up
can,
to Cassian. I'm just
you can certainly do a contest roll to
I leave it to Ben.
I like low tech. I love this
Fine, I won't.
conflict.
Fine, I won't.
Lotak hugs Laura.
Contest roll.
Hugs Laura. You're safe. You're safe. Oh, thank the sisters, maybe. You're safe. As he hugs you. And yeah, we can just have the scene with everybody together, exiting the dungeon.
Yeah, I think in his mind, he is killing Lotak, but I think Berwin crawling out of the climb sort of steps away, sees them embracing, and keeps himself towards the outer perimeter, trying his best to subdue the murderous fantasies that are flooding his brain, which is strange. He was never this vindictive before he was a monstrosity, but I don't know. Maybe it's the fungus that was that.
Kind of rude to your wife.
Well, you know what? She left me, so uh, I got to do what I got to do. Um, but yeah, he's sort of staying by himself and watching them with a mixture of like longing and vindictiveness.
If Cassian could see that, he might sidle up to Berwin.
Yeah.
A couple weeks back, when we returned from the orphan pit with that child she'd claimed, I killed it. She knows I killed it. She didn't even falter. Save your affections for someone who is right.
What do you mean, right? Have you seen me?
Yes, I have seen you. That woman is dangerous. You're just ugly.
I feel sometimes that I can be dangerous too. Ever since all of this happened, I've experienced changes, anger, rage I've never had before.
Then that's a good reason to get you back to how you were. Focus on that.
Gon will pull you aside, Torum, while you're walking through the woods, and he says, I found evidence of your Fey lady's passing. It was not hidden to me, being of the Fey myself. It's in a very, very deep place.
Evidence. You must show me.
It is in a very deep place in old Kalduhr. An entire level that is a underground garden. An underground garden that grows without the benefit of sunlight. That is Fey magic.
Get to this place.
I can get us there. When we return. Eventually, Lotak says, Everyone, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If I could just have everyone's attention, please. And he gets on one knee in front of Laura. Laura, you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm on one knee, and you can't see my face, but there is a tear welling up in my eye, so overcome with emotion I am. We've been through so much together. In the middle of all this darkness and pain and death, our friend Usto dead. Our traveling companions barely kept together, slowly driven apart by some malignancy in their hearts. Through all of it, you and I have been true. We are true. And I believe our love is true. Laura, will you cast off the shackles of your faith and take my shackle as my wife? What are the rest of you doing?
Watching in disgust.
Berwin is not moving, but as Castian's still next to him, he can sort of see his fist not only clenching, but like ballooning with these sort of like spiky protrusions in frustration. Uh, he's not approaching, but it's just sort of like a physical manifestation of his anger right now.
Cassian will lean in and say, "If you hate him, this should please you."
I don't know, Lotak. I uh, I confess I have feelings for you. And I sadly confirm that my doubts about my faith are great. And even though she doesn't know exactly where you're at, Alina, she looks in your general direction. I, I think I'm supposed to get someone's blessing, am I not? I think that's how this works. Berwin, you're like a father figure to me. Should I do it? Shall you bless this union?
Berwin, his as soon as she says father figure, those spiky protrusions go just jut out, and some of them even pierce his thigh. And he grits his teeth and he says, "Nothing shall be done until your burdens are met. You are an employee, and as such, you have work to do before you can consider any kind of independence."
Yes, I guess that's correct.
And the same goes for you too, Lotek. Do not forget yourself or your place in this company.
Lotak says, Cassian, you have to back me up here.
He's not wrong, Lotek. Work off your debts, just as the rest of us must.
Gon says, I would bless your marriage.
Quiet, Whelp.
And then that goes off. And then the remainder of the journey is quiet and a little dejected. I think we are going to be in Hearthfire for those of you that need it. If anybody has any hunt tokens they want to spend, you should probably do that. You can just take it as flat gold for burdens purposes if you have leftover hunt tokens. If everyone could please go ahead and cover your burdens, that would be great.
I might
Not
be
you,
in
Cassian.
trouble.
Cassian, you don't
Okay.
have to.
Well, luckily
Yeah.
I have all those rubies.
Paid a high price for those rubies. So,
Between the rubies, the brass snake thing. Oh, I can keep the brass. I'm gonna keep one of the rubies. I'm gonna keep one ruby.
everyone else burdens, Matt.
Yeah, I had 3 gold and I've got 3 burdens, so I'm good to
Fantastic.
go.
Torm, were you able to meet your burdens?
I was able to, and I just have enough to. I'm just deciding whether to do some healing or to unlock some armor. I have
Let's take a
two remaining.
let's take a 10-minute break. We'll come back and do Hearthfire.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's do Hearthfire. So everyone's paid their burdens who needed to. If anyone wants to spend gold back at camp or stash it in Hoard, you can do that as well. There will be some questions about Nurbo's absence, but not many. Who wants to go first?
I can go. So one of my things, one of my armor, my Stifle cloak did not get unmarked because that was lost in the situation where Osto unfortunately perished. It was very sad, and I'm still sad about it. I paid all my burdens, and I still have 1 gold and 1 ruby, which is worth 1 gold. I would like to spend 1 gold in town to heal myself of 1 ruin, so I'm going to do that. And I'm down to 4. And then I would like to. Can I do both? Alternatively, you can mark an item for the list below.
Yeah, you don't have to pay to heal if you have those 3 marks available,
I have 1 mark available.
or if you
Well,
have any of them available. Yeah.
yeah. I would like to narrate a scene showing how you satisfy your physical desires when in camp. And you see Alina get back to camp and just sort of shed all of her gear and heave a long, suffering sigh and look around and find the guy that looks the most like Osto, big and beefy and dumb, grab his arm and pull him into her tent. And that's it.
Praise be to the sisters.
Yes.
Are you storing the rest of your gold, or
That's basically everything else I had. So I'm down to 3 ruin, which is my starting ruin. But I have met my burdens. So
okay?
thumbs up.
Sounds good. Who wants to go next?
I can. I met my burdens and had 2 remaining gold to just get my rend back to normal. I think the narration I would like to do, or the option I'd like to do, is that Torum has seen a sign or omen about what is to come. What is it? And I think what he's seen is a single petal of that blue flower that he got from Lady Peril. And he notices it as they are leaving the depths, but it's almost as if something has dropped it, making a trail down there. And this just redoubles what Garn just told him.
Fantastic, thank you. Berwin?
I am going to uh so I'm going to sell the 6 gold worth of emerald eyes of the old one mosaic that I got from the spa, and put those in my hoard. Um, and each time I put something in my hoard, I have to narrate something. Um, And so I'm before I do that, I'm actually going to also go to my household and clear one ruin and my conditions. The memento that I brought back is a Naganese wedding band. It's like two snakes about to kiss, but where there should be an emerald, where like their mouths meet, it's missing. So it's, not worth much. Um, and for my horde narration, um, says to narrate a short scene in the present day showing how you're getting closer to achieving your drive. And after that, I will add two more gold to my hoard. Um, and I think that what we see is there's a. I imagine that Nerbo wasn't alone. He was, he might have been a sole agent, but he had maybe connections within the camp. And so, because he had promised to help connect Berwin to Tamarev, the Flash Crafter. Um, I think that he's sort of following where Nobro was going around camp, who his connections were, so that he could get a deeper sense of where he was going. And I think that one point he makes contact with a connection who frequently travels in and out of camp. They're not often seen. Um, but I think that uh, in one of their discussions, that this person, this liaison of Nerbo's, is able to. I think he didn't like Nerbo very much, and so Berwin entertains him with the demise of Nerbo. It's not actually the truth, but uh, the contact doesn't know any better. But I think that the contact is able to at least give Berwin a little bit more of a rough estimate as to where Tamarev is traveling to next, or what their travel schedule is like, because of course they don't stay in one place. Lastly, I would like to clear another ruin by healing myself, and I'm going to narrate a scene showing how I satisfy my physical desires in town. And so it is after dark, and Alina has already taken her Osto lookalike to bed, Cassian and Torm are off doing whatever. And we see Berwin draped in his red stiff wool cloak, the hood pulled over his head, and he is watching the sort of tavern tent. And out steps a young man who looks remarkably like Lotak, not exactly like, but very handsome. And Berwin follows this young man as he drunkenly stumbles back to his tent. And as the young man gets back to his tent, we just see a sort of flash of meat reach out from the tent and pull him in. And we just hear the sort of muffled cries, the sounds of bones breaking and blood splattering. And in the morning, no one knows who it was, but we just find that there is a bloody mess in this young man's tent where there was nothing before.
Wow. Anything else for Hearthfire? All right, then. Let's go to Stars and Wishes for a little short session.
Start for that disgusting narration there, Jack. That was exactly what well, it's not exactly what I would have expected of Bowen, but yeah, it puts him in a very interesting light. Not, yeah, I wonder if Torm needs to be concerned about people disappearing in the camp. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Really short session. Nice to have Ben back. Look forward to more.
Yeah, stars for all of the clever ideas for getting us out of the climb. I was really worried about the climb and how if any of us were going to actually manage it, because that's hard, and some of us were very close to death. But having Cassian back, and Cassian just has this magic ability to take control of a situation and make it work. So thank you for giving us your Cassian energy, Ben, as always. I am so on board for this low tack Berwin drama. I love how Cassian was feeding into it. And then there's Alina and Torum in the background, like, no. I'm excited to see what comes of that. I do hope, my wish is one day that there will be a contest role between Jack and Ben about this, because I don't know, there's gonna have to be eventually. That's my wish.
Star for Jack, your little epilogue there was great. I love that Alina's sister kill count just keeps going up. So star for taking that devil's bargain there, Amanda. Torum and Alina in the background as Cassian kind of encourages Berwin to not kill. Lotak was a good out of game scene, but I appreciated it. There being house sized spiders in the underground is not something I needed to know, but I'm glad I do. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up with Torum and the blue flower. I didn't realize that Gon was Fae, so that'll be a fun revelation to explore more of.
My headcanon is that like whenever Gon is around, he's just sort of like perched on Torum like one of those monkeys. Um, and so that's just what I'm going with from now on. So start of that. But yeah, I mean, start of everybody. You all kind of fed into sort of Berwin's development today, and I think that it helped me like your reactions and your interactions with him sort of helped sort of crystallize where I think he's at. And it's the sort of like the changing point for him. You know, he did not come back right, and he is much more volatile and like because like proper Berwin was like, he was a cool guy. I mean, not cool, but he was pretty chill, he got along. He was very kind of like pacifist. He like screamed in the face of danger. And I think the fact that like now he's a bloodthirsty monster, who's spiteful and vindictive is, I think it's gonna be an interesting thing, and I appreciate you all for feeding into that. Also good to have you back, Ben. Thank you for entertaining me, and I think not killing Lotek was the more interesting move. Though I will second Amanda's wish. I'm curious to see if that does come to blows at some point. Also, yeah, Amanda, Alina's sister killer, is great. Great ideas. And then yeah, always love a good spider, Jason. So good to have those around. I don't know. I guess I was. I think I don't know what I was expecting out of the climb, but I'm glad we got out, and I was expecting that to be a lot more deadly. But you know what? You killed another sister, so I guess that's how it shakes out. But it's like they're demons anyway, so who cares? Wish is to I'd like to go like obviously deeper into the roots. I'd like to get like into some new areas, so like really get into some like new shit, see what else this place has to offer. I feel like we've sort of been hanging out around the sort of like Naganese courtyard area for a while. So I'd be curious to get into like some different areas and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I'll second a lot of everything what people said. I this was always just going to be kind of a housekeeping session because of the circumstances that we were in. But I thought it was a pretty good one. I enjoyed the little drama and stirring up the drama with all the various hirelings and characters. And yeah, I continue to enjoy this through line of like the falseness of the sisters. That's really fun. We've seen it in some pretty dramatic ways in the last few sessions. We've seen it like reveal itself. Obviously, that thing in the crumbling tower, but also that horrible thing in the dwarven baths. Like all of that stuff yeah, it was just a lot. Yeah, we've made it to level 2. Been hanging out on level 1. There are more levels to go. I will say that you can get back to level 1 without a climb if you take the Naganese portico. There's that big spider, um, that's a thing. But other than that, it's I don't think it's going to be like require the climb set. It will also always spit you out at Semet Ilskaz Villa, which means owner of said villa, who might be Nerbo by now. You may have to interact with them from time to time if you go that way. But I think that's all I've got. If there's nothing else, I will wave goodbye to folks watching the video.